Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Frank Barish. So today, I just kind of want to do a little bit of a end of year recap. The year is starting to come to an end, so I figured it's a good time to talk about the things that made me successful this year, the things that I can work on, and potentially give you guys some tips to those that are still struggling to get funded, to get their first payout. Things that helped me kind of break through this year. Um, Starting in October, I had one of my best months. I had my first ever 10K month trading, followed by November, another like 11K month or so, and December, as you guys know, it's holiday trading, so it slows down a little bit more, but I was still able to pull out about 3 to 5K. I still got to do the numbers, but I think I had one very early December. That I can add to the tally for December. But um, starting with, I just want to talk about something that everyone struggles with, and that's psychology, right? And it seems super cliche. Um, Everybody tells you that psychology is like a big part of trading, but it's true. And if you can't control yourself on the charts, if you can't stop yourself from doing dumb shit on the charts, you're gonna get your ass handed to you. Nasdaq don't play. So you really gotta focus in on knowing when to stop, knowing when the market isn't right for you. Because there's been many times where the market's chopping and you just want to keep trading, and the market, the price action isn't giving you what you need to be successful that day, and man, all in all, you just end up blowing up. I'm sure you've seen at the end of the day your chart just looks like a whole bunch of arrows. Looks like a little battle zone took place in your chart. You don't want that, right? So my trading times are from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Past that, there's still some good trades to be had, but you're really just trading chop at that point. Um, Another big thing, and this is gonna be, one of the biggest points. I think I stopped strategy hopping. So, you'll see a lot of guys come into the market. Um, they try ICT, they try VWAP, they try EMAs, right? Me personally, I try EMAs, but I've stuck to the EMAs for a long period of time until I was able to see success with it. Right, every strategy that's out there, right, whether it's support and resistance, fucking silver bullet, turtle soup, changing state of delivery, all these things, right, they exist because they work, right? They work to some degree. They have a certain win rate. Every strategy has a different win rate, different RR, but they exist because they work, and you just need to stick to something long enough for you to see it work. Right? So in the past, I was a trader that tried everything: breakout strategies, reversals, scalping, swing trading, ICT, indicators. I'd have weeks where I crushed it, but then I'd just give it back because I would try this shiny new strategy that I found on Twitter. Right? So looking back, the problem is never the market, it's never the brokers, it's never just bad luck, right? The market is always right. That's one thing my buddy Ryan will tell me if you guys are in the Discord. Ryan always says the market's always right, and it's true, man. Sometimes the problem is just you. You don't give a strategy enough time to truly master it. Sometimes you're just not emotionally stable enough to trade. I know I wasn't. Right, the past year I got broken up with. I was broke. I was in college, man, like all that shit, and it adds up. So you really got to make sure that you're in the right mindset when you're doing this shit, right? But next I'm going to talk about my turning point. So there was definitely a moment where I was like, fuck, man, like you just get sick of losing. You get sick of going on the charts and just doing dumb shit every day. You get tired of writing down your plan the night before, and then you wake up probably wake up late, probably didn't go to the gym in the morning, You know, and sometimes I like to go to the gym after trading, but like at least you gotta be awake to some degree when you're trading, right? Like, yes, trading does give you that freedom where you can literally hop out of bed and hop on your laptop and make $1,000, right? But you gotta treat it with professionalism past a certain point, right? You need to be awake. You need to make sure that you're ready to go as soon as that 9:30 bell rings or whenever your setup, presents itself. Market starts moving really nicely. Even during London, anywhere from London to New York Open, you can catch setups all the time before that, even before New York Open. So, yeah. I just said enough. I'm gonna start treating this like a business. I'm done pretending to be a trader. I'm gonna try to follow my plan. I built the strategy that I've seen work over and over again for that. For me, that is EMA. Excuse me. And yeah, just I think the biggest thing is mastering just one thing and sticking to it with, risk rules. TopStep X has really good risk management settings that you can use. Like, you can use a DLL, you can use max contract limits, like all that shit. Use it to your advantage, because otherwise you're just gonna get fucked by the market, right? You go in, you're undisciplined, the market's gonna show you what's good, right? So you need to go in with a professional mindset, not just the gambler's mindset. And being 100% honest, coming from a trader that has lost a shit ton of money, but also made a shit ton of money. It is gambling to some degree, right? Don't let anybody tell you it's not exactly gambling, because there is a gambling aspect to it. There is every single trade you put on, there's uncertainty. However, just like advantage play, your win rate, your edge is likely to play out over time. So that's why it's important to have a strategy that works. And you guys know, one thing I noticed is that a lot of the losses aren't really technical losses. Like, yeah, like there's times where you take your A+ setup and it fails, right? The thing that ruins win rates and blows accounts and just ruins everything is just your emotions, right? You take one trade, you lose, and you're like, fuck, I want to make it back, right? What happens next? What happens after that? You keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And then your edge, every trade that you take, your edge just degrades further and further. Every trade you take that isn't following your so-called edge, you're just degrading your win rate, right? So it's just, whether that's, and there's a lot of things that you can do to, mess your win rate up, whether that's moving your stops up. You can take profit too early. There's a lot of things. It's an emotional roller coaster, and you truly do need to have some sort of control, some sort of structure, know where your TP is going to be, where your stop loss is going to be, and just have a plan every single day that you come into the market, right? There might be days where you just hop on the charts, see really good setup, and you're like, okay, well, fuck, I didn't really plan for it to show up there, but it's your A+ setup, right? You studied it for a reason, so take it. But just to wrap things up, I'm not used to talking this much, so I'm a little, I've been a little sick, so I'm a little short breath, but, all in all, I just want to say, obviously you want to be chasing, like, we all want the big wins, right? There's nothing wrong with chasing big wins, but you also need to learn how to be happy with the $100 days, the, break even days, even the small red days, right? I stopped chasing the big wins every day and just started taking what the market wants to give me, right? My confidence improved because I just wasn't guessing anymore. I was executing a strategy. So you come into the market and you have your strategy, you have your plan, you're going to end up being successful. So if you're watching this and you're still struggling, I just want to be real with you. It's probably not that you haven't found the right strategy yet. You probably do have a strategy. I mean, if you trade ICT, that all the ICT shit works. Don't let anybody tell you it doesn't work. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work, but that's every strategy, right? I see ICT setups work every single day. So if you just focus on one strategy, one setup, or a set of setups that you see, because there's obviously different setups for different markets, you're gonna be doing good. So all in all, just pick something, study it, trade it with discipline, respect your risk, and more than anything, control your emotions. Right? So if this helped you out, drop a like, drop a comment, hype the video if you're on mobile. Apparently that helps the video a lot. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to do more of these commentary style YouTube videos, with some gaming in the background, because I do love gaming, and I know a lot of traders are also gamers, so or at least we enjoy video games because it's something to do, right? When you're not going to a job for 8 hours a day, which is the blessing of trading, you got to find other shit to do. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and leave a like, share, all that good shit, and I'll see you in the next one.